Sorry about that. We're so anxious to make this announcement. Another beautiful morning in Mackinac, another Wayne County announcement. I think we're starting a tradition here, right? Yesterday, the Wayne County Executive Warren Evans had a chance to announce a $54 million spend into Wayne County's economy. And today, we have yet another exciting announcement for our economy. We all know that the pandemic has had a dramatic impact on our labor force. And Sandy Baru used to say this at the conference every year. He used to say that if the country's economy gets a cold, Michigan will get the flu. And if that's true, counties like Wayne County, the largest, most diverse, most urbanized county in our state, usually get the worst part of that flu. And you can't get serious about building up the health of your economy or the immunity of your economy unless you make serious commitments towards workforce development. So about 9 months ago, the county executive asked his team to put together an advisory group of folks to help direct and give us direction on how we can fight this problem. And we put together a group made up of all walks of life. We had nonprofit agencies like the Detroit Training Center, the Urban League, Goodwill, the United Way, Wayne Metro, Access, so many others. Our community colleges were at the table. Folks like Wayne County Community College and Henry Ford Community College, as well as, and I think I saw Russ somewhere here, Russ here around, as well as Schoolcraft. We had our workforce development agencies, obviously, our friends from Leo, Greg Pitoniak from SEMCA, DESC and Detroit at Work were at the table. We also had some great corporate partners and philanthropic partners at the table as well. I saw some friends from DTE. I think I saw Stephanie here, and Dan Mahoney, and a few others. We had a chance to see Kofi Bonner from Bedrock, who was heavily involved in this process, as well as our friends from Ford, and then the Ralph Wilson Foundation and the Ballmer Group. And I know Khalil Mitchell is somewhere in the audience, and she was very instrumental in working on this. There she is. Thank you for being here, Kylie. After all of that work for 9 months, we put together what I think is a very bold vision. To help us talk a little bit more about that, please allow me and join me in welcoming the Wayne County Executive, Mr. Warren Evans.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. It's been a good time up here on the island, but it's also a good time on the island because we actually are creating plans to move off of the island and do things that need to get done. So good morning to all of you. First, let me say, I believe over the last few years, based very much on the pandemic, that the county, the city, and the state are going through an employment transition, the likes of which we probably never, ever seen before. It's significant. We've lost a lot of jobs, and many people realize now that the time to pursue some different strategies and different opportunities is critical. We've all seen it, whether you're at a restaurant and it's short-staffed, or you're in the business like we are. We're trying to find contractors to do infrastructure work, and we can't find a contractor because they don't have enough employees and they're working. I mean, all over the gambit, we're seeing employment differences. Something that we knew before the pandemic, but maybe now realize with greater clarity, is that talent is king. I mean, it really is. I guess we always knew it, but it never hit us in the face like it does now. We've got to have talented, trained people. Now, I've said this a long time before. Talent is everywhere. You find talent wherever you go. What you don't find is the opportunities for those talented people in many situations. And that's always been a problem. And if we're going to be healthy, the realization is that we've got to reach out and get that talent and train it up. Today in Wayne County, only about 39% of our residents have an associate's degree or higher, or a commensurate training certification, one of those things. And that's a problem. 39% doesn't do what we need to do for a workforce that's bleeding. The governor has indicated that with one of her initiatives that her goal is to get that 39% to 60% by 2030. We think that's a healthy goal. We think that's something we need to work with the governor about to get done. And so that obviously helps to step up the game, and we really need to do more of that. Thanks to the American Rescue Plan, we have an amazing opportunity to do something about it. Today, I'm happy to announce that Wayne County is going to make a commitment to spend $50 million of our own American Rescue Plan dollars in partnership with SEMCA on 4 workforce development programs. First, you should know that the target population of these programs include returning citizens, immigrants and refugees, and the disabled. And I can tell you, as a former law enforcement officer, if you don't reach out to these groups and do the things that need to do to train people up and get them into the mainstream, there's a significant downside, and I think we all know what that is. The 4 programs include, number 1, subsidized training and employment programs. One of the real issues with training programs is you make it available if the person can't afford to do it. He's got a family to feed, and he needs to get training. We have to have programs that allow you to get training and feed your family at the same time, and we're committed to doing that in a way that I think will get a lot more people involved than we've had in the past. Supportive services programs for child care and transportation. How many times have we seen that be an issue? Somebody's got to watch the children. You got to be able to get to and fro. You know, we're not the greatest area in the world for mass transit. Even though I fought for years to try to do it, we're not there yet. A career navigator program, which will really be important to help people navigate the circumstances surrounding getting the kind of employment they want. I mean, you know, lots of people I see at job fairs that come in and just want a job. I mean, they don't really have a clue as to what kinds of jobs fit their natural talents and which ones don't. A lot of people need help with that, and that's something we'll be able to help do. And an underrepresented workers program. We have to do a lot more to reach out to underrepresented communities to tell them these things are available. You know, quite often you see programs and people are involved in creating a program. The program doesn't mean a damn thing if you can't create results and get the numbers that you got to get. And, you know, our goal in Wayne County is not to just have press conferences and when the lights go out, you know, go home and take a nap. That's when the push really starts. And we're good at it. We've been good at it for years. We'll be good at this. It's our hope that we can serve at least 10,000 residents through these programs. And that will help us get closer, obviously, to our talent goals. Like all programs, there are a lot of people to thank, and I'll always miss someone, but I try not to. So let me start with our congressional delegation, because I'm looking at Debbie Dingle right here. Rashida Tlaib, Haley Stevens, Brenda Lawrence have all been extremely helpful in getting this money available for us to do something. I mean, it doesn't start with me having a press conference. It starts with me getting $50 million from them. Okay, so let's be real clear. Okay. I'd like to thank Senators Stabenow and Peters. Great appreciation. And I want to thank Greg Pitoniak, who is the CEO of SEMCA, who I'm going to turn the microphone over to in a little while. Greg and I have known each other for longer than either one of us would like to admit. He's very, very committed to worker development. And in another life, he was a city mayor, so he also understands how to navigate the politics of confusion and those sorts of things. And don't minimize how important that is. Okay. I'd also like to thank our staff members, including Luz Meza. Luz around some? Yeah, there she is. Okay. Annie Mendoza, Kamal Asafi, and who have worked very hard on this initiative. Kamal is in kind of the economic development side of the house. Luz has been working these programs. If you were here at our press conference yesterday, you know Luz does about 30 different things, and she does them all very, very well. And I'm very, very proud of our team that's worked on this. It's a true partnership, and without them, none of this would be possible. Now I'd like to hand the microphone over to Greg Pitoniak from SEMCA, and Greg can drill down farther into the specifics of programs, and we'll be available to try to answer some questions afterwards. Thank you. Greg?
Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Executive Evans. I appreciate the opportunity you're providing for us to be part of this special announcement alongside great SEMCA partners like the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity, Director Susan Corbin, and Madam Chair Alicia Bell. And I got to acknowledge also Debbie Dingell, my Congresswoman, so it's great to be part of this program. The proposed Wayne County Workforce Development Programs target those workers who have limited access to employment opportunities and connect them to the employers and industries that are likely to have the greatest job growth over the next several years. This should result in greater equitable access to economic opportunities and career pathways for the underrepresented populations and in a more diverse and talented workforce for employers. Under the leadership of Wayne County Executive Warren Evans, his dedicated and professional economic development team led by Khalil Rahal initiated a highly collaborative process this past year with many relevant stakeholders to fully understand the adverse economic impacts of the COVID pandemic upon workers, families, and employers. This process has identified a blueprint for implementing workforce development programs to address this impact. For over 25 years, SEMCA Michigan's Works mission has been to provide innovative leadership to create an inclusive, lifelong talent and career development system that is responsive to the labor market and industry demands. I would like to recognize Wayne County Commissioner Al Haddis, who is chairman of the SEMCA's governing board. Thank you, Commissioner. And I believe Lee Graham may be in the audience here. He's on our workforce development board from the operating engineers. SEMCA is proud to have been selected to serve in a key role in implementing these new Wayne County programs that will contribute to filling service gaps and increasing capacity for workforce development, services, and programs in our region. A special thanks goes out for the support we have received from Wayne County Chief Administrative Officer Khalil Rahal, Economic Development Director Luz Meza, Deputy Director Andy Mendoza, and Economic Development Manager Kamal Al-Sawafi. Let me provide you with more insights into the four new programs. The first program, the purpose of the Subsidized Training and Employment Program, is to reduce barriers to employment, create career pathways, and drive industry growth to help individuals in Wayne County obtain and retain employment. It will provide resources for Wayne County residents to obtain a certificate or credential and connect participants to subsidized employment opportunities in key industry clusters and occupations. It will utilize training and education providers to help program participants obtain in-demand skills and credentials, and this process will help strengthen collaboration between employers and training and education providers. This program is targeted to serve about 1,000 participants. The Career Navigator program will provide case management and career planning services to help bridge the gaps between job seekers, service providers, education providers, and employers. Under this program, we will hire approximately 20 career navigators to be in a variety of locations around the county, and we are targeting serving 8,000 participants. The third program is the Underrepresented Workers Assistance Program, which will help underrepresented workers gain and keep employment by addressing their specific challenges and needs, increasing work participation rates among that targeted populations, and improving retention of underrepresented workers. Specialized providers will help returning citizens re-enter the workforce and provide expungement assistance, help individuals with disabilities obtain and keep employment, help refugees and immigrants overcome barriers to employment and integrate into the economy. The goal of this program is to serve nearly 2,000 participants. The fourth program is the Return to Work program, which is intended to accelerate unemployed residents' return to the workforce by helping them overcome common barriers to employment. It will fund for unemployed individuals expenses related to transportation and child care. The goal on that program is to serve 2,200 participants. The vision behind these programs fully aligns with Governor Whitner's 60 by 30 goal, fully embracing the importance of post-secondary credentials for achieving career pathways, as well as the efficacy of targeting skills training for occupations in new and growing industry sectors, key elements of assuring a strong Wayne County economy. It is my pleasure to turn the podium over to the distinguished public servant and chairwoman of the Wayne County Commission, Alicia Bell.
Having a press conference this early in the morning allows me to go brain dead a little bit. So let me just take a minute before she indicates. She talks to you. Sylvia Santana's over here. She's over here for a reason, because she's been extremely supportive of everything that we've tried to do. And I just want to say thank you to the Wayne County Commission, because none of this happens without them. They have to approve it, and oftentimes they interject substance into it. So from me to the Wayne County Commission, I love you. Thank you. Now, Madam Chair, thank you.
That was a perfect segue. Thank you, Mr. Executive. Alicia Bell, Chair of the Wayne County Commission. Good morning, everyone. Let me first just say good morning to all of my colleagues who are here. Vice Chair Joey Palomera, Vice Chair Pro Tem Sam Baydoun, Commissioner Al Haydes, and Commissioner Melissa Dobb. Thank you all for being up here this morning. And to my Senator, Sylvia Santana. You know, for over a year now, I've worked with some brilliant people in the workforce development space, from our community college leaders to our corporate leaders, trying to just determine what can we do as a county to make sure that we are providing opportunities for all, making sure that the jobs that are in need have the workers. There's no need to have workers for a job if there's no job need for that. We're in need of truck drivers. We're in need of nurses. There's so many industry needs that we are in need of, but those people need to be trained. So this is an excellent opportunity to train people to make sure that they are available and trained for those positions. A very important part of this is making sure that you earn while you learn. It is so cost prohibitive for so many people to go to a training program if they can't provide for their family, as was discussed earlier. So there are so many components of this that are going to be so beneficial to our residents, and I am so happy to have worked with this over the last year, and I am also very happy to have this, or when it comes before our desk on the Wayne County Commission side, to make sure it's vetted, make sure that we add our input to it, and make it the best program in Wayne County and in the state. I'm so happy that we were recognized by the National Association of Counties for this collaboration, because it's so important that we don't necessarily reinvent the wheel, but we do things innovatively that can be a beacon to others to follow. So I want to thank the county executive, the partnership that we have with this awesome team, my commissioners, and we're going to get this done for the people of Wayne County. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Susan Corbin. I'm Director of the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity. As the head of a department whose mission is to expand opportunity and economic prosperity for all Michiganders, I'm so proud and so excited of the parallel work being done by Wayne County to invest in their people and their future. At LEO, our strategy is designed to grow Michigan's labor force, grow household incomes, lift people out of working poverty, and support people getting life-changing credentials. With this investment, Wayne County is making strides to move the needle on all of these metrics. The historic $50 million investment Wayne County is making isn't just an investment in their economy and social outcomes. It's an investment in their people, their families, and their thriving communities. Maximizing federal American Rescue Plan dollars allows us to take the tragic COVID-19 pandemic and turn it into an opportunity for us to grow and build back better. Just as Wayne County is doing, we need more government entities to step up to the plate with comprehensive plans that put these dollars into action. Last year at this conference, the governor announced the My New Economy Plan. It builds on Michigan's economic momentum and takes advantage of the once-in-a-generation opportunity to remake Michigan's future and grow the middle class, support small businesses, and invest in our communities. After the once-in-a-century pandemic, Michigan's economy is poised for a once-in-a-generation comeback. We have higher incomes, a strong fiscal position, and a strong investment climate. Despite these wins, data suggests that there is still an opportunity to leapfrog the other states by focusing on more transformational investments. If the legislature takes action and passes the My New Economy proposals, we can still be a national leader in using the ARP dollars for transformational economic investment. The My New Economy plan includes $722 million in proposals to educate Michiganders and grow the middle class, work that complements what Wayne County is undertaking today. Just like Wayne County is doing on the local level, we have an opportunity to make statewide investments that will lead to better jobs, help achieve the governor's bold 60 by 30 goal, increase labor force participation, and move more people out of working poverty. It will lead to a better return on investment for Michigan's entire ARP allocation because we will be partnering together on important projects. It's a comprehensive proposal. If funded, would ensure that we emerge from the COVID pandemic stronger than when we entered it. I applaud Wayne County, SEMCA, and all the service providers, employers, educational institutions, and leaders that came together to make this happen. We look forward to seeing these dollars in action, and we encourage others to follow their lead. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take some questions if there are any, but I think before we do, there was one thing that I think the chairwoman said that I think really we ought to recognize. This program has already been recognized by the National Association of Counties to get the Achievement Award for collaboration, which is, I think, a wonderful thing, right? That's great. Does anybody have any questions? No? Breakfast! Thank you, everyone.